Just for the fact that you are fighting for equality is already proof that you are not equal. You cannot be fighting for something that you already have. If you are already equal, you don't need to fight with somebody to show how equal you are to that person. Hello everyone, welcome to Consistent Place channel. I am a Christian wife, mother, nurse, life coach and marriage coach. In today's video, we are going to be talking about why should women submit to their husbands. Everybody is saying, women, submit to your husband. The husbands are saying, why? Bible says you're supposed to be submitted to me. And then they spark crisis in their homes. Husbands, stop telling your wives to be submitted to you. Submission is not commanded. Submission is just something that should flow naturally from the woman who has received the command. You cannot coerce someone into submission. And the thing with submission is that the Bible said, wives, submit yourself to your own husband as unto Christ. The good news here is that the wives, you have the priority of choice. You have the right of choice, which means that you got to pick and choose who you have to submit to. You need to be very careful so as to pick someone who is God-fearing. I am not just saying a born-again, church-goer, tongue-speaking Christian, but someone who is actually submitted to the lordship and to the authority of Christ. Because if someone is not really submitted to the lordship and to the authority of Christ, he will disrupt the chain of hierarchy, which means wife is submitted to husband, husband is submitted to Christ. That is the chain of hierarchy. If one person doesn't submit accordingly, the submission system is disrupted. That's why if you marry someone who is not submitted to Christ, whose life is not governed by the word of God, and you think that you will come and life will flow, when you submit and he doesn't respond the way Christ has described, now you start thinking that submission is a scam. Submission is not a scam. In the real sense of it, women, submission is very, very easy because we spend the whole day submitting. For instance, when we go to the tailor to get our measurements, the tailor will be turn around, they'll measure your hips, turn around, they'll measure your chest, they'll measure your length, they measure your width, and you are there turning. You are there just obeying the instruction. Turn, you obey. You don't say, but how many times am I going to turn? You don't argue. You turn because you know the final goal, that it is to get you an outfit. When you are driving around in the city, when you get to a stop sign or you get to a stop light, you don't argue with the people. No cars are coming over there. The road is clear. Why is the light red? I just need to pass. You stand and you obey the traffic light. And then when it is green, you go. That's it, right? When you go to the supermarket or to the store, during checkout, the line is long. If you are like me, I don't like long lines. But for courtesy and because you are submissive, you stand at the back of the line and cautiously wait for your turn, right? That is submission. You go to work, you have the same qualification with your co-worker, and then they are your supervisor, they are your boss, they give you commands. They are like, tomorrow morning, first thing, we need the report for the meeting. Understood? You go, yes sir, yes madam. Actually, you are not submitting to that person, you are submitting to the authority of that organization. It's the same thing now when you come home. What happens home that you can really not submit? When God has allowed you to choose and you've chosen and you've taken the covenant, you are bound to work on that relationship. Because when you don't choose the right way and you do not understand the organigram, is the organigram of the hierarchy of submission, woman to man to Christ, and you think that you're just submitting to that man, you have an account to give to God. And at the end of the day, when you don't get your way through because you want to take over the leadership in the household, you start saying, oh, why is God wicked to women? Submission is a scam. Every man doesn't deserve to be submitted to. But you made the choice. You have the right of choice to make that good choice. I have a question for those married women who are fighting submission with their spouses, who say they cannot submit to their husband. How is marriage going? And the thing is that once you contend with submission, you are contending with God. You cannot get your way and have it. It's either you are dropping out of the marriage or you sit there and not get the results that you want. So you can never win the battle of submission. So just submit. And if you want, I can make a video of romantic ways to submit to your husband. That's not a burden. It's something that you actually enjoy. Let me know in the comment section if you want me to make this video. At a certain point, when your submission doesn't get its way, you start saying, oh, fight for equality, fight for this, fight for that. Just for the fact that you are fighting for equality is already proof that you are not equal. You cannot be fighting for something that you already have. If you are already equal, you don't need to fight with somebody to show how equal you are to that person. Can you start a fight with your children to show equality? Or can your children fight with you parents to show equality? Even if they start fighting, will that be a good relationship? It won't be a good relationship. As for me, I'm so happy to be a woman. And there are really clearly distinct things that a woman can do that a man cannot do. And there are clearly distinct things that a man can do that a woman cannot do. It is not a fight of equality. It is about ranking and order in the house. Every team, there is a team leader. Every car, there is a driver. Every plane, there is a pilot. Even if other pilots are riding in that plane, they will fly in their seats, and the current pilot man will pilot the plane. Two drivers cannot drive one car at a time. It is gonna be chaos. So women, let's be happy and feel blessed to be women and submit. Fighting with submission, deep inside you, you know that if you are one of those who are fighting submission, something is missing in your marriage. Or if you are otherwise, if you are happy and you are not submitted, let me know in the comment section, because I have not yet found even people who claim that no, we cannot submit to men, we cannot submit to this. Once your tone is already, why is your tone raising? Notice that. Why is your tone raising? We cannot submit. I am not submissive to my husband, and our marriage is wonderful. And let me also hear from your husband that she's not submissive to me, and our marriage is wonderful. God's formula, you cannot play with it. This is not a man-to-man thing. Oh. It is a man-to-God thing. And each time you fight with it, you earn in court. And God is watching until you come back to square zero. How do you view submission? Why should you submit to your husband? And thank you so much for watching this video. Until then, see you in our next video.